7/31/2021. FEMA Region 5, Detroit, Michigan. This is BJ Hammerstein here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to live test show Saturday night. I just restarted my modem, so it has been going down all day. I expect the stream to kind of go down. I just wanted to come out here and talk for a little bit, share a couple things, just kind of see if anyone's out here and really test the stream as I have been doing. A new modem comes Tuesday. I think that is going to be key. Not 100% positive. I also got much more speed, and so that's one of the reasons why I felt kind of confident coming out here on Saturday night. But I keep getting my line dropped and having to restart my modem and check different things. Also, shadows in the front window. I couldn't slam shut the window on her, so we might have some background noise. Hope everybody is doing well. Don't know if anybody is out there. I do believe I am live. I have a green light on my microphone, so that is good. I did want to ask, I have purple lights happening tonight. Let me ask the question. Earlier tonight, as I was getting ready to put this show together, or, before I went live here, I listened to the Controversy album, and I listened to the Purple Rain album, and then I listened to a couple other songs right before I went live. But I was listening to Prince for a couple hours today, and I've spent some time listening to Michael Jackson as well recently. And I know it's pretty racist of me to ask such a question, but Prince or Michael? Have any thoughts there? Saturday night, I know that there are some DJs in Detroit that used to do like a Prince versus Michael showdown. That'd be kind of fun to go to one of these days. Yeah, so it is Saturday. We are, it's going to be August 1st tomorrow, 2021. That's crazy. Do you believe that? It's been a year and a half of all this crap. Too much government in our face. Sorry, I have to say it. We are over at the Army of Frogs. I wonder if you could see it. You might have to see it this way, I guess. The Army of Frogs. I wonder if it works this way better. I'm kind of talking to myself as I'm looking at the screen. But we're at the Army of Frogs Telegram page. And this is just a quick look at some of the news you definitely won't see or hear about anywhere on the mainstream news generally. Breaking: Sky News Australia suspended from YouTube. Army of Frogs says, like I've said in the last 24 hours plus, something is happening in Australia. And he linked to the Red Pill pharmacist who has the Breaking Sky News Australia suspended from YouTube. Yes, there's a lot sort of happening there. Let's do it this one. Water cannon versus burning barricades. Paris protests against COVID ID turn violent as France resists measures. Let's see. And I was at a couple of protests in Detroit last year. Worldwide fires last 24 hours. Look at Africa. Look at Africa. Look at the worldwide fires map. Holy. I did not see that earlier. Holy cow. Heavy gusts of wind reported in Handan, Hebei province. Iran. Anti-regime protests in Tehran now. Iranians are now protesting against Iran's Islamic regime in support of people in Khuzestan. they chant Kuzhistan, Kuzhistan. I always screw up every like pronunciation. I know pronunciation matters, but I screw it up every single time. I hit my A's hard. Being from Michigan, I like can. I'm always saying a lot. I screw up a lot of pronunciation. More than 700 people injured and about 200 building damage after an earthquake of 6.1 magnitude shook northwestern Peru. I guess we're just looking at damage right now. The world is shaking. Sound on.
Man on the moon or whatever, something, or, whether those aliens are here or not. Man on the moon or whatever, something.
That would be a good cat toy. I love it when a plan comes together from the A-Team from back in the day. Dun 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 da 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 da. I think the stream is going all right for the first 6 minutes here. Everything kind of looks all right. I did want to make a mention on YouTube. I pretty much just have I have a Roku stick and I have the internet, and so I have a few apps that I watch different things with. But I try to because I'm super duper shadow banned on YouTube. It's almost impossible for anybody to find me. I won't come up in any searches at all. If you don't like my videos, instead of hitting you could hit the don't like button, but please leave a comment and tell me what you don't like. I'm very interested in, obviously I'm growing, developing, trying things. This is all experimental right now. So criticism's good. I like it. And I'm trying to get better. And, there's only so much I can do with the tools that I have. However, bring in the constructive criticism. I understand that, people find me and they immediately won't like the content, and that's where a don't like comes from. So that could happen. But, if you know me and you hit the don't like button, please leave a comment instead or on top of. And then, of course, please like and share and subscribe. It is very, very close to impossible to get a lot of eyeballs on my content these days. I had much more success right when I first broke into the YouTube thing, but that was before a lot of the bans happened and before I had a long file on me in the YouTube world. I obviously have other files on me in other worlds. Oh, so what I was saying is Newsmax, and I guess, I don't know if we'll kind of play this in the background, and I'm not really going to talk about what's on the screen right there. You can maybe see it yourself. But Newsmax, they played the two crazy clips. There's a clip of Hunter Biden in the garage, maybe, on the phone, taking a big hit of something. Not a bong like marijuana, I don't think, though. I don't think it was a marijuana hit he was having. And then my butt's been wiped is a quote attributed to number 46, perhaps, and the same guy that's in this video that's the young woman here is growing up. Oh, my cat just jumped into the whole thing. So anyways, I'm surprised that Newsmax is playing it. They should. I should. We all should. But I'm definitely not really going to play that. Turkey wildfires. Firefighters ditch equipment and flee the blaze. Around 500 rescuers and equipment were sent. Local residents went on social media to claim the fires look impossible to extinguish due to a lack of power. The scenes from around the world are pretty incredible. Major forest fires out of Greece. I know my cat's around here somewhere. She was around here somewhere. Where'd you go, cat? I don't know. Sorry about that little look for my cat break. But yeah, so I guess we will. What is this one of? Oh, at least there's this. That's out in France. I'm sorry, I'm moving now. That's what we gotta see. This is how the people of the world feel. You hear us? You see us? Well, we'll just make a little quick this is Dave DuBuyne, Adapt 2030. We're gonna play about 2 minutes from a clip from him. His website, oilseedcrops.org. This is his website. He has his main YouTube channel, which we're gonna go to in a second. And his sort of tagline, it's not CO2, it's not you, it's the sun. And he talks about the grand solar minimum. And it's very interesting. I've been following this channel for a long time. I've wanted to share him and at least, but what he says here is really, really interesting. And what he talks about is, you know, kind of going back to the security state being installed following 9/11 with the Patriot Act. One, grand solar minimum preparedness. Our sun is repeating a 400-year cycle, which is already reducing global crop yields. Is your family grand solar minimum ready? Sign up now, understand, mini ice age conversations. Again, it's not CO2, it's not you, it's the sun. So there's that. And here is the video. And we're going to listen to it for about 2 minutes right now.
Growing enough food. And when I start to look across the landscape of other countries that could provide for China, Brazilian government warns of frost, corn, wheat, damage to the coffee and the sugar.
Where's China going to get its food
Then we see
from?
Kazakhstan pulling back all animal feed, staying in the country. No more exports. They're having a drought. So that's directly next to, that's a border with China that could supply.
I wonder if I
but
had
Central
this queued
Asia,
up at the wrong
nope,
spot.
they got to keep it in themselves. So there goes China's other possible 15th, 16th down the line, possible backup gone. And North Korea facing the worst food shortages in a decade too. Like there's no extra food on this planet right now. And you look at these massive floods in Germany and India and China and Turkey. These are producers as well. They're going to be hitting massive crop losses in India and Turkey. So what's the cause? Well, in my opinion, we need to look out to October of 2024. Earth is going to be between this magnetic sandwich, if you will, of the four gas giants lining up in this configuration that has not occurred since 79 AD. And you talk about long-term cycles here. And we just rolled over into the magnetic field in earnest all the way until it hits its highest point in October of 2024. Jupiter just swung past that line, and you had that 8.2 earthquake in Alaska, and we got all these sinkholes opening up and uplifts in the crust, and all these things are happening. We're getting into that other magnetic field. The effects of these four gas giants on our Earth in between the sun
Detroit,
is something to behold. Not widely talked about. Electromagnetic effects through our solar system in play right now. It's going to intensify from every single day. Cataclysm cycles here. Get ready for it any way, shape, or form you can. And you see the supply chains across the planet breaking down. Food is going to be your number one thing along with water, your safety. So what do you have right now stored for food? You're going to want to have something that lasts for a longer period of time. 20-year storable foods in Mylar.
Why does it seem like it was like we're at a cataclysmic moment. He had such a great ending. It's probably ending here, and I don't want to go into his, I didn't realize that his in video ad was right here for my Patriot Supply, which we should be preparing for. So I guess I'm cutting off his video, before the great ending that I wanted to play. But what he's saying, he's talking about China, which is getting flooded crazily right now. And I think dams are overflowing or they're releasing dams. They're doing all sorts of things I can't really explain or understand, like some of the stuff we were just looking at on the telegram right there from Army of Frogs. A lot happening all over the world, and food is the big issue. And he just went through all these different places where China gets its food from, and it's like a no, 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 and a no. So you should definitely try to follow Dave's work when you can. He really does a good job. Saturday night, I think the stream is going all right. It is. I'm gonna end it pretty soon. We're just gonna kind of move into maybe some headlines here. I don't know. Remember, I'm still messing with a lot of different things. So we'll put the headlines over here. And we'll go back to the screen share here. I don't think anyone's actually... Well, maybe people are watching. Well, maybe one person's watching. I don't even know. It's hard for me to say because I don't have YouTube up and no one's commenting. But this is a practice run for me. And people are watching the videos after they run live. It's just not as many as I would like. But that's all right. We'll get there. I'm not worried. I am worried. What I am worried about, though, is other people like me. Like, I have, I was a professional journalist for a very long time. I'm relatively well known in the Detroit area. There's lots of other people like me who want to do this type of work that don't have the same, maybe, resources that I might. Not that I have any resources, but people, a network, that is a resource, and the experience. We should be encouraging people to speak their minds, not shutting people down. And the people that are working in the newspapers and in the media, you really need to understand that you want other people to be able to talk and share their opinions too. And it's multiple opinions. It's not just one voice. It's not just one voice, everybody. Zero Hedge. It's problem loading. What page is this? Dredge Report? Look, I went to... that's because my computer crashed earlier, probably. Drudge Report. Remember when Drudge Report was gigantic? And how I learned to stop worrying and live with the virus. Super spreader sex house to nude beach fistfights. Vax party not all cracked up to be. Virus deaths rise 300%. Mandates will backfire. People resist even more. Only half of Israelis want third jab. Nearly all Brits still wearing masks. Protests in France. Florida, most cases in a day. It's looking scary out there. But that's what the media is supposed to do. They're really trying to scare the worldwide population so that we'll just fall back and listen to them. But I don't think that that's working. I think it's completely backfiring right now because generally people could tell, who might be sharing truth and who might be sharing propaganda. And, if somebody is overselling an item, you generally... Oh, I did see a little flash on the screen there. Hopefully the stream's okay. But if someone's, overselling an item, it's not usually a good look. And at this point, there's a lot of overselling going on. So Drudge, we'll have to come back to Drudge a little bit more often now that we're... Palin teases a Senate run. January 6th committee faces unprecedented choice of whether to call Republican lawmakers to testify. They should call everybody to testify if they're going to do it. Again, it's not Nancy Pelosi's truth. It's everybody. It's the world's truth. Oh, look at Drudge was going crazy there for a second. So either call in everybody so it's not a sham or whatever. But I think it's kind of backfiring on them. I don't see the media really covering this next phase after that hearing the other day. It didn't really. I don't think it played the way that they wanted it to. I think more people are seeing through The deception. I'm talking quietly in case, for the YouTube censors, which is a joke, of course. We're back to Zero Hedge. Twitter, I think we're back to Zero Hedge. Ay. Thank you, Kroger. Twitter suspends science writer after he posts. Let's reread it. Twitter suspends science writer after he posts results of Pfizer clinical test. Now, all three posters, Berenson, the Post, and the Times, were citing studies and accused on not putting them into context. However, only Berenson was suspended. And we'll just leave it at that. One lockdown from disaster. The economy is not really strengthening at all. Rather, the economy and financial markets, handicapped by extreme intervention, are entirely dependent on this monetary stimulus. Need a divorce? There's an app for that, and they just raised $2 million. Not a drill. Infrastructure bill could sink American crypto industry. Things just got ugly for crypto in Washington, D.C. We'll have to look at that. I have a neighbor who talks to me about crypto all the time. And then I have a cousin, I'll call him, who has a little bit of crypto. I've been talking about crypto forever, and we always get mad at me because if we would have bought some Bitcoin way back when, we'd be really doing quite well right now. But I don't own any. I don't have any crypto. I don't have any stocks. I don't have anything. Anything. Just you guys. And there's not many of you at the moment, but there will be. I'm certain of it. The Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness. Experts predict summer virus surge will get worse before it gets better. Inside the fight to contain the Dixie Fire, California's largest blaze. January 6th panel faces choice of whether to call GOP lawmakers to testify. How Ashley Babbitt went from Capitol riot to Trump-embraced martyr. Grieving families ask Congress to recognize COVID's victims. It didn't go well. Well, I don't. The Olympics, I think, is a bomb. Like not like bad in ratings. Not like, you know what I'm saying. Here at the hometown paper, the Free Press, which I used to work for. Top headlines. Northbound I-75. So this was going back to the ADAPT 2030. The northbound I-75 at I-696 closed indefinitely. This is a gigantic main intersection in Metro Detroit. Northbound I-75 at 696 closed indefinitely as crews investigate sinkhole. Woo! That's going to cut off the flow of traffic from the city and the suburbs. Another like was it death by 1,000 cuts to Detroit's restaurant and bar scene. It's because people aren't really coming down here from the suburbs like they used to, and I don't know if I can blame them. What's exactly in Detroit's proposal P? What to know about the charter changes? Nothing's been fixed in the elections thus far, right? Detroit's a mess. Proposal P, that's, I don't know about that, but when I watch WXYZ on Roku, it plays the Proposal P ad all day long. You should look at that maybe for Monday. I'll look into that a little bit more. One injured in downtown East Lansing shooting Saturday, says the Lansing State Journal. Michigan State University to require COVID-19 vaccines, masks. I believe University of Michigan is too. I think that maybe that's a good thing because I can't stand the universities and I want, we have to like sort of, I know, so you have you have a problem because like if you want to be a doctor, you have to go through the university system and you have to deal with the American Medical Association. Or are we at a point where you could have the doctor education without the bad associations signing off on you, and we have this alternative doctor, like a true alternative doctor. Remember when alternative medicine was cool and people were allowed to talk about that? That was before the COVID. Had to go down to the Orlando Sentinel just because Florida breaks record with more than 21,000 new COVID cases. What you remember? It's the summer right now. It's supposed to not be so flu virus like. I don't know why. Um, the mouse went crazy right there, but that's not gonna help our eyes. Look, it's just doing it. It's doing it on its own. We're getting off of this page. The New York Times. Among the Okay, let's do it. Let's go all the way back. Oh, now it's not happening. Okay. Maybe I was doing it. Among the unvaccinated, the adamant, and the undecided, one segment of people who have avoided shots is vehemently opposed to the idea. But there is a second group, surveys suggest, that is still deciding. Officials are making progress in inoculating the second group, but those who are firmly opposed to the vaccines outnumber them. At least here's a story where they're actually maybe trying to look a little bit deeper into the pool of the populations of who is and who isn't really, truly. Because what I see locally is garbage. Let's look at their little updates right here of the CV updates. 233 staff members at 2 San Francisco hospitals have tested positive, most in breakthrough Delta infections. In the U.S., the collision of the Delta variant and low vaccination rates is raising death rates. Protests against France's vaccine pass surge for a third weekend, even as cases rise. GOP strives to turn January 6 riot events upside down. Boy, oh boy, these guys. It is really such a highly polarized world when here in America, it's certainly un-American, all the policies being placed right now. U.S. COVID-19 residential eviction ban set to expire at midnight. People are very upset about this. People on the TV. U.S. Senate in rare Saturday session on $1 trillion infrastructure bill. I hope they kill it. I hope they kill all the bills. All of this money is going to be funneling right in and ultimately supporting the corrupt systems that are in place right now. If everyone wanted a great reset last summer or, redo these systems, well, now all you're doing is actually fortifying them. And it's going to be very, very, very hard for Americans to do anything to the un-American corporate oligarchs, I guess. Technocrats. All these assholes. Thousands protests against fans. Turkish wildfires leave charred homes in ashes. Russia reports pressure drop in space station service module. I don't know about their space station. I pulled up the Hollywood Reporter because that silly Scarlett Johansson story, which I don't really think I even care about or can find. Maybe it should be somewhere. Scarlett Johansson files lawsuit against Disney over Black Widow. I think Disney's firing back. We don't care at all about these Hollywood people anymore. We know better. Me, as a former arts and entertainment, writer, editor of Real Detroit Weekly, all those things that we used to do, we know that those people aren't good people generally. I mean, I'm sure that there are some good people there, for sure. For sure. But they've been quiet while their industry has teamed up and really tried to fool their audiences and the population, really. And we're in a big old mess. But it's kind of a really incredible time to be alive, and we got to clean up this mess together because we're in it together, they say. All right, so all that said, we're gonna wrap it up right now here. Please drop me an email. This was sort of a kind of chill, just come out here and talk and test the stream. It looked like it actually went well. I'm gonna replay it in a minute. But thank you very much for being here tonight. And depending on how this goes, maybe I'll do a live show Monday as well, rather than doing a video Monday. But I'll do something Monday. So Monday night, let's plan on going live Monday night, 9 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Appreciate it.